had a debate with somebody very high up in the high ups on a plane back. Actually, we were sitting next to each other on a flight back.
Was this person happy or unhappy to be sitting next to you?
I mean, he knows me well. He knows me
Okay.
well.
Right.
Former mayor. He and I were debating about something. We were flying back from Dubai together, and so in the debate, I said to him, I said, okay. I mean, I take all of the things that you've just said. I said, so how much of your life then is dependent on the things that we're talking about? How many of your kids are you sending to public schools? Do you go to public hospitals? I mean, I hear what you're saying. I'm just asking you, do you eat the thing that you're telling the rest of society to eat? And, as you might imagine, the answer to that is crickets, because there is no plausible answer to that. And then I asked the question of him, which I'm keen to ask you. Can anybody tell me what's the dream, the ambition, the hope for South Africa? Where are we going? What's our vision?
Right.
What's the
because
thing
when
that
you
we're
start
about?
a business, or even when you start a project within the business,
Yes,
you have victory conditions.
absolutely.
You set those up front. Everyone on the team knows this is what it requires for us to win.
Yes,
This is what winning looks like.
yes.
South Africa has not had a winning vision since Thabo Mbeki.
Yes. And
at least he got growth going.
yes,
You could criticize him for being a bit centrist, a bit wayward on his HIV and AIDS outlook. You can criticize the way he had a major gap in his understanding of how Zimbabwean elections took place, but he got a good team of people. Trevor, Tito, Maria Ramos. These are smart people who managed to pull things together. And we had growth, 6% at one point.
unbelievable.
Right? What we would do for that now.
Yeah, those are Kenyan numbers.
Yeah.
And remember, off a very high base.
So
Right.
where's the vision?
That's the question. I mean, I remember there was a Send Me Tumamina story. I don't know where that ended up. I seem to remember a year after we were sending me, there was a story about travel to China and a dream about a speed train that could connect one province to another province. I'm not sure whatever happened to the speed train or the dream about the speed train. As a professional orator, I can tell you that in part the reason I made sure that I was not just a public speaker, but I lived in the real world and actually had running businesses, was because there is a point at which people want to weigh you, and you can't be found wanting. Words only carry so far. There's a point at which people go, this sounds great. Let's just test Gareth's character a little bit. What have you done? What have you built beyond the words and the perfect elocution, right? But I can't seem to find what that vision is. I can't seem to... I can't seem to talk to anybody. I even asked the business leader that I was telling you about. I said, "So where's this going? What's the end goal? What are we aiming for?" Right? And crickets.
Well, I think a lot of people in this country, I'm not making excuses for them, because I do believe without a vision you will just spiral in wherever you'll blow whichever way the wind blows. But I think a lot of people are in survival mode. And if you're in survival mode, it's all about maintaining and controlling what I can, right? So that I can survive.
Sure.
But if you contribute to a vision, everyone has to give a little bit in order to achieve something more. But we're not being offered that exchange because there is no greater vision right now. It's really just each for his own. And it's our time to eat if we're politicians. And as for the rest of you, you're pretty much there to work and bring us some tax money for us to steal.
Yeah, this is it's set aside the things you and I have said here, the various criticisms that we have levied against different people. I think what is pretty clear disdain, certainly on my end, I get the sense from you for some of the people who have authority. Set all of that aside. As a citizen, even if I don't benefit, I still want the country to work. So this thing about having a dream, a vision of something we're aiming for should be at the very least the one thing we can all agree on. Let's disagree on everything else, but let's agree on that. Because without that, then all that happens is we become trolls that are just jumping at different ends of the stadia, each shouting for our own corner and chanting our own messaging, hoping one to be more offensive than the other.
Attention seeking. It's even worse than that. We're like Kardashians without the sexiness. Right? We're ugly Kardashians. That's what we are when we're jumping around shouting for attention like that.